Alright, welcome to the Joker's masterpiece, which is not in any way as cool as it sounds.
I think the Joker's had a few masterpieces by now, and none of them are this.
Unless he, has a picture in the gallery somewhere, and I missed it. Maybe that's an Easter egg. After all, I don't think Gotham would deny great art just because it came from a supervillain. I feel like they're very progressive.
Yeah, that seems like the kind of place it is. That's why you have cops with guns who are, instead of shooting the guns, manually beating up Scarecrow.
Yeah, they're afraid they're gonna tear right through Scarecrow, because, as we all know, human flesh is great at absorbing bullets, but straw is not. You gotta be careful shooting scarecrows.
So,
Human flesh can take so many bullets. What were you saying?
no, I was wondering why that switch was. That didn't make a lick of sense, and I've played
Yeah,
this game.
yeah. A lot of things in this level don't make sense because this level takes place in an art gallery where there's no need for many of these complicated mechanisms. Unless these complicated mechanisms are a kind of art in themselves.
I think that's the point.
Like, uh, maybe there could be a ramp up to the door, and we wouldn't need to build one. I think that would be ideal for an art gallery.
Have you had anyone complain yet about you missing blue studs?
Yes. But I never collect studs the first time around. I always come back in free play with a stud multiplier.
Right.
So the Scarecrow, for some reason, has mind control powers, like the Riddler and the Mad Hatter. Scarecrow does not control minds, he incites phobia, so the only way he could control minds is if your phobia was not obeying him. And that would have to be an awful lot of people with a phobia of not obeying Scarecrow.
Exactly as many as he mind controls.
It's not impossible, it's just very unlikely. So the Scarecrow is actually pretty useless, which is sad, because I like the way his minifigure looks. You use him a couple of times, but he's not good for much, and he doesn't have a grapple. That's all the Joker. I would put a switch behind a painting, too. That's how you take it from room to room. It's that door opening sound I've heard in everything ever made. So there's a new enemy type here with a sniper rifle. His hat's on backwards, so you know he means fucking business.
But he misses. Because the Joker has a buzzer that he uses for not just handshakes, switches. Why?
Yeah, I've had a friend bring up that it makes no sense for him to be using a buzzer to turn on things. I don't understand what the idea was either, but they wanted him to have a unique ability, so that's what it is. I figured it would be something more comical than that, though. I feel like that's a poor choice.
I do love that his dualies always go toward the same target.
I don't like that his dual machine guns are not actually machine guns. If you hold down the fire button, they do not fire
They're
constantly.
revolvers.
Yeah, but the game explicitly calls them machine guns.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You weren't there for it, but in the final confrontation with the Joker and Batman's story, they definitely call them machine guns. Now, whether they meant submachine guns is irrelevant because they do not have any kind of rapid fire capabilities.
But if you tap them repeatedly,
You can't really even simulate rapid fire by tapping it repeatedly. They work the same as every other gun.
it's very unfortunate that guns are abstracted like that. Or
Well,
maybe it's fine.
they programmed rifles for that one enemy type that has his baseball cap on backwards. How do you feel about poison gas as a defense mechanism in your art gallery?
Oh, that's just normal. these days?
I feel like someone's got to be a defense contractor, and they're like, "Trust me, you need poison gas in your art gallery." All the kids are doing it these days.
And it's not like the guards are well equipped against it.
The guards are not well equipped against a joy buzzer, in spite of their best attempts. I like how I left the Scarecrow up there for a reason, but his dumb fuck juice AI decided to jump down.
Well, there's combat.
Yeah, he was safe. I
No,
clearly
you
did not
needed
need his
help.
help. I clearly did not need his help. He's useless. This level could easily just be done with the Joker. Scarecrow does almost nothing of importance.
So am I seeing something that can be blown up here, or...
Yeah, we don't have a silver block blow up character though, or vehicle.
So that's a free play thing?
Yeah, that would be for free play. There's nothing particularly interesting in there. There is another hidden collar puzzle in this level, which is immensely exciting and not at all something that's been seen dozens of times already.
How many levels did you say this game had?
30. Dozens is hyperbole. That is an artistic license I am taking. Hey Joker, thanks for jumping down like an asshole. I totally didn't put you up there for a reason.
Look,
Just
half
want the...
half of Joker is motivated by spite.
Is that why he sits on the switches out of spite?
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it.
That makes more sense, because it seems like it would actually be more work and more painful to sit on a switch than just pull it.
It's not like he's playful.
I don't feel like it looks playful. It looks like he's upset at the switch.
Oh, yeah.
I like watching Scarecrow flail around when he tries to do combat. What were you saying?
Of course, when you don't like something, when you're upset with it, you put your ass on it.
That would explain a lot. Explain a lot of things. That's why when you do the dive as the Joker, he slaps his ass on the ground because he hates everything and everyone on the planet Earth.
So I'm noticing a lot of good environmental physics here.
Yeah, the environmental physics are alright. It's a little overshadowed for me by whatever the fuck this contraption is in the parking garage of the art gallery.
What? Uh, yeah, why is this like this?
I like the giant pit of acid in the parking garage. I feel like that was a great addition. Man, did we use the Scarecrow for anything except to open that one door? Or is he just there, like, as a body?
Nah, yeah, I think he's just a body, but this is the Joker's masterpiece after all.
Nothing really happens to justify that title. Moving boxes via crane seems way too normal for the Joker.
Doesn't he
Like,
have henchmen?
Yes, when you are playing the hero story.
But what are the henchmen doing now?
Obviously they're elsewhere.
Are they just robbing banks?
Joker's plan seems very poorly thought out. He doesn't seem to have coordinated his men in any particularly intelligent fashion, so they're probably just spread out all over the city doing whatever the fuck. I do like the way the crane moves, not the crane itself, but the cockpit looks nice. Finally, we get the level where we can play as the Killer Moth.
I've been waiting for this my entire life.
I like playing as Killer Moth. He doesn't have any particularly outstanding characteristics. He has guns. He does not grapple well, and he can glide.
You say guns, but I see just the one.
He has gun. In the comic books, he has a cocoon gun, which is way cooler than a normal gun.
Of course it is.
It's much cooler than a normal gun, and I wish he had the cocoon gun instead.
But then you'd have to have custom mechanics. And there are already how many villains?
Well, they could still just hurt like normal bullets, but they could at least be a different color or different texture or model or something. Maybe make like a t-shirt gun sound instead of a bullet sound.
There's like a t-shirt gun in Lego?
Not anymore.
There was a t-shirt gun in Lego and now there's not?
They rejected my t-shirt gun idea. I'm still pretty pissed about that.
Oh my god.
Thought that's what Lego Kuso was for. It's a reference.
So, you're just standing there for several seconds?
Yeah, that blew up the bomb, which had a fuse on it for some reason. So, something cool about Killer Moth is also look at this massive shootout between the Joker's goons and the police force. This is where Joker's goons were the whole time.
Oh, well, thank fuck.
And then they just go away.
That's it. That's all we needed them for. They're never going to be helpful again.
Yeah, Killer Moth gunned down everyone anyway. That was a cool idea, was having the AI fight itself like that. But this section right here, up here, where we have to fight several snipers as we jump across, this is much harder, so maybe they could have been here for this instead.
Mm-hmm.
So the Killer Moth, he can actually pull his wings up and deflect bullets like that.
Mm-hmm.
With proper timing, and that is insanely cool.
So it's the next best thing to being Batman.
I don't think Batman can pull his cape up to deflect bullets.
No, doesn't he just do that when he's in battering mode?
Batarang mode?
When he's launching batarangs in this game.
I don't remember him being invincible when he's shooting batarangs.
I do. Have we played different games?
I don't think so. Maybe I've just never been shot while using a batarang, as unlikely as that sounds.
It's possible?
It sounds possible. Maybe I'm just not... I just haven't been paying attention or something.
It's been about a year since I've played this game, so I could be wrong on this.
But I definitely feel like you're vulnerable while you use batarangs or batarang-like objects. If not in this game, then definitely in future LEGO games. I like that he folds his... Look at how he folds his antenna down while he's in the helicopter and tell me that's not the greatest thing.
No, it definitely is.
I like this park. It's disgusting.
So what's your PB?
My personal best in LEGO Batman?
For this chapter, at least.
Probably the current recording we're playing right now.
Solid.
Because it's not like I've practiced LEGO Batman to record ever before this, you know...
Nice combo.
It's much easier to do this fight with the helicopter, but I decided I would rather not, and I would rather just beat up everyone with Killer Moth instead.
Frankly, I don't see any better option.
I remember when I unlocked Killer Moth for free play when I was playing this game as a kid, and I was like, oh, hell yeah, a character that can glide all the time no matter what. And then I immediately realized how not cool that was because the level design was built around the idea that someone would be able to glide at all times, and so gliding was not fun.
It's unfortunate.
A lot of the later Lego games seem to forget they give you characters that can fly, and so when you go back through free play, you can switch to a flying character and skip most of the puzzles. I think it's almost time for the most disturbing thing. Yep, it's about time for the most disturbing thing the Joker has ever created. Also, the greatest mech in the game.
I am terrified.
It's absolutely beautiful. Probably gave a lot of kids nightmares.
We're not talking about this.
Hell yeah. Look at this thing.
I'm sorry?
Look at this thing. Just so you know, its hair is Lego bush pieces. Its orange hair is Lego bush pieces. I respect Commissioner Gordon's bravery looking at this giant, horrifying thing and deciding he wants to get in its way.
I'm sorry. I have to call attention to the very carefully designed sneakers.
Yes, and the fact that its upper jaw is just a gun. Also, it laughs maniacally whenever you shoot.
And it
Beautiful.
plays over itself.
Yeah, beautiful. Not at all horrifying. I'm sure this didn't give dozens of children nightmares.
They could have animated that gargoyle if they wanted.
Yeah, I have no idea why the gargoyle just instantly transformed like that. It's a very bizarre decision.
And
So,
it wasn't even on screen for long enough for you to know what it looked like before that.
I mean, if you intake the information really fast, or you knew it was coming like I did, then you probably would have focused on it, but otherwise not really. So, probably the coolest thing about this level is this section right here, where you have this shootout with snipers shooting you from above, and you're down here taking shots at them.
And also the terrain.
Yeah, that's an accident though, but that's probably the coolest thing about the level, and it's done now. So there you go.
Well, everything's downhill after Killer Moth.
I really like that this church has stained glass windows of dragons. That's fucking metal.
Yeah, I love religion in the Lego world.
It's pretty weird. It's pretty out there. Also,
Sorry,
the angel
Lego
statues
Batman
are
world.
the angel statues are buff.
Well, angels are buff when they're not like 100-eyed, 30-winged.
Look at the
Awesome
Black
beings.
Knight. The Black Knight. That's pretty sweet too. Two
Yeah.
dragons. You got a Black Knight.
Gotham City's history in this world must be something.
There's so many turbines for the Joker to stick his joy buzzer into.
I believe the term is dynamo.
See, there's a video game I've played that uses the word dynamo, and now I can't imagine dynamos as anything but what they are in that video game.
Which is it?
Invisimal's The Lost Kingdom. It's like a treadmill thing. I'll show you after we're done recording. I had to manually switch to the Joker and make him jump off. If you were curious, he would not get off by himself. Joker always needs help getting off. Tries to seem like he knows what he's doing, like he's this big criminal mastermind, but as you've seen, his plan makes no sense, and he can't even get off properly without Harley. It's disgusting. The Riddler had it much better figured out. You know, the Riddler, he's got the brains, and he may not be the best melee combatant, but he's got his cane, and he knows how to get off with that cane. Like, he grabs on with that cane, and he knows how to get off when it's time to get off. You don't have to manually get him off for him. I like the circular stained glass windows, even though nobody could ever see them because of the steel stone pattern blocking their vision.
Hmm.
It's just a puddle of water up here.
Mysteriously sparkling for reasons we cannot know.
Well, it's a Mr. Freeze interactable.
Of course it is, but
So this is where the battle against the Joker and Harley takes place. It's also where the Joker put his gas machine that we've never heard him talk about or imply existed ever.
yeah, a lot of narrative is just plain missing.
Which is weird because the Riddler and Penguin's narrative makes sense, but the Joker's plan and narrative just does not come together at all. And I'm not sure if that's intentional or they just didn't know what they were doing. I'm sorry, is that statue made of stone and it exploded when we rang the bell?
Yes?
It looks like it's made of stone to me.
Yeah, and it's right next to some nice glass windows.
Which it didn't explode when we rang the bell.
But do they explode later?
They do because of the Joker's helicopter.
Right, right.
But that has some heavy firepower behind it. Damn, this level is short.
Did the Joker just cancel your hammer damage?
I think he did. I think that was probably a glitch. Because
Well,
the
you
hammer's
can't
one
account
hit,
for
one
everything.
kill.
Sorry.
Don't apologize. I'm pretty sure that that I was just saying the same thing a second time. I love the huge amount of enemies in this game. I'm definitely gonna miss that. It's sad that we're done with that now.
What's the most unfortunate thing about it is Harley keeps putting away her hammer.
Yeah, she should just really have that out at all times.